Shock and awe, my son. Blood and fucking bone. This is for Frenchie.
Stop! You owe me. All the times I could have killed you, but I didn't. I let you live. I'll give you one. I'll give you one. If you do whatever you want with it. Okay. Becca. You want your wife back? I'll have your shapeshifter beat her. Just tell me. Fucking suck your dick, please. Do anything. You want me to eat shit? I'll eat your fucking shit. Shit on live TV. The woman you promised me. She's not real. You can't fucking do this. You can't fucking do this. I am the homeland.
No. No, you ain't nothing. And this is for my Becca.
No.
Yeah, buddy. Hello, guys.
Hello.
So, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the bro code of Platinum Grinder KC.
And HOODBOYZ motherfucking LK.
So, if you guys remember, in our last video that we posted a few days ago with LK's channel, we talked about. So yeah.
Are you kidding me, Mark? You're haunting me.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah. What a story, Mark. Yeah.
What a story!
So, in today's video, we are going to talk about Njorsland. I mean, Gochland. Fuck!
He's just gonna be talking about
the boys.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about the boys.
He's just gonna be talking about the boys. The boys.
So yeah, today we are going to do pretty much the same thing as the Invincible video.
But
we are going to talk about the boys season 5. But
we're gonna be talking about all episodes of the entire show specifically.
We are going to rank every single episode of the show.
Like the entire show. Ever since basically the final season went down a little bit with a banger.
It went down with a bang.
It went down with a banger, you know, the return of Soldier Boy, the whole thing with the freaking Butcher and Huey type of relationship or whatever. The Huey and Annie relationship, it already went down.
Frenchie and Kamiko's relationship.
And basically Kamiko just having the type of dialogue from Hazbin Hotel. Yeah, some people didn't like her dialogue, why do we have to the comic.
Why do we have to go through a whole season of 8 episodes hearing her speak like a fucking Hazbin Hotel character? Are you fucking kidding?
Well, all we could say was the season was a banger. All I could say,
all we can say, this season is not as bad as people say it is. It's not a bad final season. Like, yeah, there are some moments that we didn't quite agree with throughout the season, but
it still
overall,
works.
They stuck the landing, in our opinion.
in our opinion, as the bro code opinion, as the bro code community, if it ever builds and people disagree with it, it's fine. Everybody likes to pull up their opinions. I can't judge.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, and it's not. And we're not saying it's a perfect ending because it's not perfect. But in our opinion, it's good.
It's very much good.
All we're asking is that you respect our opinions. That's all we're saying.
Yours. If you pull up the comics and you guys pull up your opinions, it's fine. We'll leave it at that, and we'll respect it as much as you say it.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let us get straight into the video.
So, all we're gonna start with, I'm pulling out my phone right now, and you might realize the skit that we did was the series finale. But before we do that, we just want to talk about the series finale specifically on how it went down.
Yeah, and so, first off, before we get into this video, if y'all haven't seen The Boys Season 5, spoiler warning right now. If you haven't seen it, then click off this video right now.
Just get the fuck off this video. If you haven't seen it, you gotta go watch it. It's good to us, but if you guys find it differently, it's fine.
Yeah, and if y'all want to spoil yourself for the final season, well then I guess that's your choice. But hey, if y'all don't wanna spoil yourself for the final season, don't stay the fuck back or I'll laser you, goddammit! I'll laser every fucking one of you!
Stay the fuck back right now! I'm desperately looking for fucking face, you motherfucker!
So first things first, what we want to say real quick is that here are our final ratings for the final season. Right here.
You guys can see in season 5.
Yeah. The final episode.
Editing case will edit it out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. So now, let's talk about our quick thoughts on the season. So our thoughts are: the final season had its flaws at some moments, but it also had some really good episodes. It had some bangers. Like the season premiere was easily the best first episode we've gotten in a season so far, and it started off with a bang. Like everyone recovering from the end of season 4, everyone getting like jumped and kidnapped and taken to the freedom camps, which
it was only Frenchie, MM, and Huey.
Frenchie, MM, and Huey.
I don't know.
And if y'all are wondering where Kimiko was, apparently she escaped at some point. She jumped out of a freaking plane at 10,000 feet. She said that they found her asshole a mile away. Fucking. So yeah, we get our first instance of Kimiko talking like a has-been hotel character. Just go to the has-been hotel already, Kimiko. Like damn.
I mean, yeah, Angel did it. I mean, Angel can do it better when she's beat.
Yeah, just go to the has-been hotel, go up to Angel and say kinky. But yeah, so this episode was really good. We get Butcher back. We see him going to confront his dad for the final time to put an end to him once and for all. Which his dad literally overstayed his welcome. So I'm glad he killed him. If y'all remember from season 3, y'all know exactly how he treated Butcher and Lenny. Cause that man was a complete dickhead. Like, he wasn't Eons, he wasn't Nyash, he wasn't Goh, he wasn't even a knight. You name it.
He was just complete dick.
He was a dickhead, an asshole,
a little dick, D-I-C-K, dick.
So yeah, we get that, and we get Huey, MM, and Frenchie planning their escape from the freedom camp, which Homelander knew about for a while, and we get at the beginning of the episode, we get Starlight leaking the Flight 37 video to the public.
That was during, what, season 1 or season 2?
Season 1.
That was during season 1.
The beginning of the show. We've been waiting for this moment for so long.
Since the beginning of the show.
But we hated what they did with it. Because you want to know why? They basically just friggin' flagged the video as AI. And they believed it.
I can't believe they're using 2025 specifically as the main excuse why AI is being used, or just 2024 where AI was just still being programmed or whatever, where the hands are just being put in. Like everything else felt incomplete for AI or whatever. It just makes it more identical or on other things. But one thing's for sure from the beginning of the show, we all know that Homelander did leave an entire plane filled with passengers in there and just left them with, I forgot her fucking name now.
Who's that?
Who?
Queen Maeve?
Yeah, Queen Maeve. Queen Maeve was supposed to be the one who was supposed to leak that shit out, but he blackmailed him or threatened him during the time before he could even fight Butcher and take Ryan again.
Yeah.
And guess what? That was during the time Ryan discovered his powers and lasered the absolute shit out of fucking Stormfront.
Yeah.
And killed his mom on top of that, I know.
And yeah, if y'all,
to Becca, all I can say for that.
If y'all remember what Ryan did to Stormfront, he freaking blasted her cranium open.
He burnt her half.
And
her bottom half was completely gone.
And we're not going to be able to show it.
And guess what? What makes it worse is that the power scaling in season 5 didn't make any sense because Ryan managed to kill Stormfront because she was a V1 soup.
Yeah.
She's a V1 soup. She's a fucking Nazi and a V1 soup.
Literally.
One of the 2 worst possible situations you could ever get.
Like literally. And so yeah, also in this season we also got more into A-Train's redemption arc in the first episode.
And this was like the last season for, as a matter of fact, this is the last season for every actor, but during episode 1 this was the last
time we see A-Train. And I just want to say right off the bat, A-Train's story, I'm not even exaggerating, A-Train was the best written character in The Boys. Fight me, I don't care. A-Train was the best written character. And oh my god, if y'all know what happened, then y'all will know. Homelander straight up got to A-Train after A-Train helped the boys escape from the freedom camp. He freaking caught up to him. Why is this piece of fluff just flying here? Freaking interrupting a stupid freaking... So yeah, Homelander caught up to A-Train. A-Train stood up to him, put his hand around A-Train.
He stood up to him, called him out for his wrongdoing.
Laughed in the face of the devil himself.
And if you guys haven't noticed, by looking at Homelander's expression, he hesitated to try and kill him.
Yeah.
Because he thought that he understood him more than Black Noir.
Freaking put his hands around this man's throat and freaking... So yeah, skipping through all the boring stuff in between, yeah, we get Soldier Boy back.
Yeah, skipping all of these,
7...
Just skipping nearly 6 episodes through since we already spoke about episode 1. Episode 8.
So yeah, before that, we just want to talk about a few crucial details about this before going into the final season. We got Soldier Boy back this season, outstanding character. We got the death of many people in the 7. We got the death of Firecracker, which we actually started to feel bad for towards the end. We started to feel bad for good old Titty Milker. I mean Firecracker. And we also got the death of Black Noir 2, which was so stupid.
Yeah, all I can say is about Black Noir is that I would want to talk about Black Noir from the comics and from the show, but that's just for later times. If you guys want to talk about that now, I would discuss it to Casey. But Black Noir was just wasted potential.
Wasted potential, both of them.
Both of them.
Black
because
Noir,
they didn't follow anything from the adaptation.
He is bulletproof. He can fly. He took a whole ass railgun round from MM. And what did he die to? A basic combat knife.
And guess who killed him? The D! I'm joking around with you. That budget knockoff of fucking Aquaman and just killed him. That budget, just that lower budget knockoff Aquaman who literally just gets head from a freaking octopus, just fucking kills him. And that just proves it's just wasted fucking potential.
And that's it.
What kind of power scaling was that?
Like literally, all Black Noir could have done is freaking flown back into a wall and escaped.
He could fly.
He could have fought the man.
He could have maneuvered.
He could have killed him.
He could have just killed him. That would have been enough.
Like literally, like. Why? And we also got friggin'. We got Homelander getting the V1. That was also a really important part.
That was like the biggest ending of the thing, which
6.
is really good.
And Bombside was also an outstanding character. Freaking loved him. Freaking Jason from Stranger Things. I love that guy. Just pull him up right here. Yeah, that's him right there. And then we also got freaking Homelander. Got a freaking revelation of Madeline. Freaking. And then
just saw a woman with big juicy tits.
And if y'all have seen the meme, just pull it up.
Just pull up the meme, bro. Like, just.
But yeah, Homelander now believes that he is God, and now
He wasn't even a man. I'm gonna use this reference from I think Ben Affleck's Batman, who was from Batman vs Superman against Superman. I'm gonna use this quote unquote. You're not even a god. You weren't even a human.
yeah,
I'm gonna say straight to Homelander. You're not God. You weren't even a human.
yeah.
So all I could say is, bro, you have lacked every fighting experience. So there is no point that you're God.
Yeah, and also, we got Homelander having the talk with Soldier Boy in episode 7. Soldier Boy explaining to Homelander that he isn't God, and that
Confronting him that he isn't God, and
explaining that he got in the V1 just because he loved Clara, aka Stormfront, and yeah. So we got Homelander being all a freaking crybaby because of this, freaking strangling Soldier Boy, putting him back in the chamber, and that's the end of Soldier Boy's story. Freaking wasted potential.
Wasted potential, but we're still gonna get VOD Rising of the boys. VOD Rising.
We're hoping that Vault Rising is good. That's all we're hoping. We're hoping we have some really good things to say about Soldier Boy. Yeah.
There's a lot of things I could say about Dean. I mean Soldier Boy.
Because that's like all Soldier Boy was. That was his whole purpose in season 5. Freaking setting up Vault Rising. That's it.
Just setting up VOD Rising. I mean Soldier Boy does a good job.
This whole season just seemed like a giant ad for Vault Rising. Wake up. So yeah, anyways, with all that being said,
I really want to talk about the explanations of the series finale specifically.
Yeah, and also before we get into the series finale, we also have to explain at the end of episode 7, we unfortunately got the death of Sergio, aka Frenchie. And also one more point that we have to explain is that they're trying to recreate the Soldier Boy blast with Kimiko.
The nuke blast.
Yeah, the nuke blast, because they find out that
Doom Blazer mentioned it earlier on before the final episode.
my guy guessed it,
and it actually came true for some reason.
Like,
the dude was joking, so
he was joking, and it actually happened.
And they actually did it with Kimiko so that they could be able to do that.
Yeah, and also. Yeah, that right there was just lazy writing, but
a little bit. But the series finale, when we talk about that series finale, it felt a bit rushed.
Yeah,
that's why people gave it a low rating. So.
Let's get into the series finale. Blood and bone. So, getting into the series finale.
The reason why some people have a lower rating is because it kind of felt rushed.
It felt rushed.
And everything.
That was the main problem.
We already got Kimiko getting the nuke blast, and Sister Sage trying to test it out by trying to make her angry.
And we got Sister Sage losing her powers, becoming the biggest dumb of all time. And
all we could say is that I don't even know how on earth did they give us the V. Did she get the compound V of becoming super fucking smart, and then the next thing she loses her powers, now she's a fucking Down syndrome retard?
Sister Sage will go down in history as one of the most useless characters to ever exist.
But all I can say for her looks, man, I just want her to give me some of that.
So anyways, let us get into the series finale.
We already got series finale happening. We already got the part with Ryan, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then we're talking about Butcher and the Ryan conversation, where Ryan decides to choose either Butcher or Homelander, but he actually chose himself. And then we get to the part where Butcher gets the way downhill, and this is where it goes from the ending of his own character, because Terror dies after that. And then we also get the establishments for where Homelander just goes to the freaking White House and then kills the president, just sends off. I don't know who he sends off to space within 2 seconds.
That was a freaking Elon Musk ripoff, which also didn't make sense because Elon already exists in this universe.
And we also got that part where Homelander gets the freaking talk with everybody, and then he just says that he offers oblivion.
Yeah.
And then that's where we decide there. Some of the characters from Gen V happened, and they didn't do anything.
The Gen V characters, they completely fumbled the bag with them. They did nothing. And Marie was supposed to be strong enough to kill Homelander because she has got the powers to remove the V1 from his bloodstream. And she did nothing. Want to know what she did? She drove a truck.
Yeah. She freaking put a bunch of
people in a van.
She evacuated a bunch of people.
And that was the most useful thing she could have done, right?
And guess what? She's just driving there and the scene just cuts off to Butcher just going in there.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Why the frick did they make Gen V just to do that? So,
yeah. All
we can basically say is that we finally get to the battle. But before we do that, we also get the most ridiculous kill from Oh Father. We get a freaking part where Huey's just busy shooting Oh Father
going after Huey and MM.
And then MM just kills him with the gag.
With a ball gag.
With the ball gag.
Which also didn't make sense. Because how the fuck did MM manage to hold that shit in his mouth?
And then freaking...
The question is, how did MM keep both of his arms? It made no sense! No sense at all! Oh shit, I forgot to cut it off. Never mind. So, yeah.
All we could say for that part is it was a bit stupid because in the comic he was actually way stupid than we think because he ran after a bunch of freaking heat-seeking missiles and they all targeted Oh Father and then he died from there. But in the show it was way much funnier because the way that nigga died was crazy.
So yeah, anyways, getting into the highlight of the episode. First off, we've got Ashley helping the characters. She finally gets her good guy moment where she helped them get into the White House. And yeah, that was how they handled Ashley. In the end, she just got resigned from being the vice president. But now getting into the highlight, we finally get Butcher versus Homelander. We get Butcher coming in and saying, "Oi! Evening, cunts. Daddy's home."
So yeah, that starts off with a banger with the battle, and we also get Kamiko also trying to use the nuke against Homelander.
We even get Ryan involved in the fight.
Ryan just fucking tackles the shit out of Homelander, and the next thing we get Homelander just saying, "You little piece of shit." And then when Ryan all of a sudden tries to get him, he freaking just punches him, and just the way he punches him just yeets him across the freaking room. And all I could say is from there that Ryan never actually took a proper beating from Homelander, but
apart from that one he got in episode 3, which
where he just got the same beating when they gave us the reference of
yeah.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah.
Where he just gets the freaking reference from Mark getting beaten by Omni-Man, which is a great reference, by the way.
Yeah.
So all we can say is the fight goes on, and the power scaling just makes no flipping sense. How the frick does Homelander have a dent from Ryan when he can't even get hurt because he has the V1?
Yeah, and how did he like manage to not even be able to fly out of the freaking White House?
He was able to fly that rip-off Elon Musk within 2 seconds.
He was able to fly into space and back in 2 seconds.
He took off as quicker than when he does the freaking pose where he just freaking takes off. But when he tries to take off, it just goes way slower for Butcher to use some of his freaking tentacles with his viper nest to try and drag him back down to the floor.
Yeah.
And Ryan tackling him again. Which doesn't make any sense because the way he took off when he was sending that other person to space was way quicker. So all we could say was the power scaling just was nonsense from there.
Yeah.
And it just went completely down. And also the part where Ryan and Butcher were holding Homelander was just way, way, way easy for him to get off, considering the fact that they did the same thing when Soldier Boy was trying to do the same thing to Homelander, but instead he freaking super screams and then like Huey and Butcher just freaking just shrugs off, and then he just flies faster this time.
Yeah.
He could have done the same thing, but instead, Homelander's just going.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? Like, you did this before. How come you couldn't escape?
Yeah, so long story short, Kimiko tit blasts Homelander. Homelander and Butcher lose their powers. We're not gonna say Ryan lost his powers for reasons we might get into later.
And also, we get the part where this actually goes a little bit hard for me.
And if
when
y'all
we
saw the
see-
skit at the beginning, then y'all know exactly what happened.
Yeah, they freaking killed him already, and it was the end of Homelander. And then at the episode ends with Butcher dying because Huey accidentally
Huey
shot
killed him because Butcher was gonna release the virus.
to
and
all soups
all
and
soups
kill
around the
all
world.
soups because he was thinking of Annie because he was going to kill all soups,
Yeah.
including Annie.
And then Butcher, when he was about to do it, he looked at Huey, he saw Lenny, Huey had to kill him, and we got Butcher saying,
You really are. So yeah, that just starts the ending where there's a montage where Ryan is finally with MM. And
Ryan is with MM, who is now his adopted son.
His adopted son, and now we
Ryan is
get
MM's adopted son.
and now we get Huey and Annie having a
Huey-
pregnant child and named out and he's going out.
They named her
They were just gonna name her
after his late girlfriend.
after his late girlfriend that got killed by A-Train.
Because it's not his ex-girlfriend, because they never broke up, she died. But yeah, we got Huey and Annie having a baby,
And guess what? I don't even know how this is happening, but Starlight just starts fighting, just kicking ass already while she's pregnant. Why?
yeah, like why? I don't even know
how many months you are in, but I can tell that you're like 2 months left from being pregnant.
I don't even know how it's gonna go in The Boys Mexico, which is another new one that's coming out like a few years from now. I don't know.
What is it?
But yeah.
What is it? Freaking prequel or sequel?
It's a sequel. I
sequel.
don't even know what's gonna happen. But yeah. Overall, season 5 was good. We'd still give it like overall as a season at 8.2 out of 10. We still think it's better than season 4. Season 4 was pretty much the season where they did nothing right. Except for Homelander going back to the lab where he was born and A-Train's redemption arc. That was the one thing about season 4 that we liked. Other than that, season 5, it was pretty good. So, yeah.
Now next topic we're going to talk about, which is mostly important, the Black Noir plot twist.
Yeah, I'm gonna let LK explain this for you, so here you go.
So basically the part with the Black Noir plot twist is in the comics and in the show, which you guys would have wanted. Since you guys saying that the series finale was so bad, it just makes people think that they could have had, it just makes y'all think that, wow, we could have had the Black Noir twist. Well, let me tell you something. The part with the Black Noir plot twist in the comics, it actually worked for me. I don't read the comics myself either. I have never read the comics, but I've seen the issue of what happened with the Black Noir plot twist, where it would make sense because Homelander did not remember what he did with Becca, which is why Butcher wanted to kill him. And Butcher finding that out that he became a villain by mistake because he was framed by Black Noir. And it also proved that the plot twist that Black Noir was a clone of him, that he was sent to kill him if he ever went out of bounds. But during that time, Black Noir was just thinking by himself, and he's just freaking saying that he wanted to like kill other people so that he would get the chance to kill Homelander, because he was just working with him from the 7. And during that time, it makes a lot of sense because he was the cause of Becca being raped, and he was the cause where Becca got killed by an unborn child who is Ryan. Yeah, Ryan was also born, but 15 seconds in, and then he died. He got killed with a freaking lamp during the time he was born.
That was Ryan's character in the comics. He wasn't a character.
He wasn't even a character. His name wasn't even established. Nothing was established from him. And he was born the same way Homelander was born. They freaking lasered Becca's guts out in order for him to arrive and levitate, and then Butcher killed him with the lamp. And then it makes sense that Butcher would want to try and find him, considering that he did suspect that it was Homelander, considering that that child did have the exact same powers as Homelander. But we didn't know that Black Noir was Homelander's clone, and it explains why he was framed for all the crimes he did and Homelander just going for it.
Brother, do you hear that? What's that sound? What? Oh no.
The police! They are after me! Teleport!
That was just some random siren that's going on outside. I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
So yeah, continuing on that, it would make sense, and Homelander goes with all of his plans. He even said it himself that he doesn't remember being with Becca at all. So, which also leads to Black Noir just freaking taking off his mask and just say, I did things. I did some really good sexy. Yeah, Black Noir was actually okay with what he was doing, and he also wanted to kill Homelander. Which also left with the off-screen part where Homelander just freaking says, you fuck, you fucked my eons. It just says, he just messed up his life, and then he just starts with the freaking Black Noir punching the little shit off of his jaw. And then that just ends there, and then it's just off-screen, and where Black Noir actually kills Homelander, and then
Butcher doing the same thing that he did with Homelander.
But this time he just does freaking this, and then just whoops some of his brains with the memories of Becca, and then just crushes it.
He didn't do that in the show.
It won't make sense in the adaptation because two Black Noirs are both have a script, and I don't want to be racist for this, and they're both black. They both showed their masks off because if it were to make sense, if you guys wanted the Black Noir plot twist, the only thing that it would have to go all the way back and restart the show from scratch, because you will have to take out a few other things, like you will have to take out Black Noir's script where he doesn't speak at all. You will have to take out the part where he even takes his mask off, and you would also have to take out the part with the origin with Black Noir and Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
So all of that will have to be taken out with those three things, and Soulja Boy has to have his own type of story.
Black Noir wouldn't even be a character now in the show.
And by the way, so all we can say is two Black Noirs are both just wasted potential, and the Black Noir plot twist would make sense if they just went back from the show and take out one of those three things if they've never happened again. And that's where we would have gotten that part. Because it would only make sense by then if they just didn't mention Soulja Boy and Black Noir, and they just didn't mention his script. They didn't give him a script, and they just didn't mention him being a different character. So that's why it would only make sense by then. It also didn't make sense in the comics, which is what people others say, but yeah, it makes sense. It made sense why the plot twist happened, because it wasn't Homelander who was doing all that stuff. And Homelander, being as evil as he is from the adaptation, he would mean to do all of those things. Because he did say it himself. He did have Orion. He did kill a lot of people. He did rape Becca. And also, he would mean to do all those things. And Black Noir was not even involved. So yeah, the Boys comics is way, way worse compared to the adaptation of the show. It's way worse. It has lots of fucking graphics, and just the whole thing with the Starlight thing being given into the Seven. The initiation in there is just fucking weird.
Oh, it was worse than the Deep, because it was Black Noir, A-Train, and Homelander.
Just freaking... Just
freaking telling her to give them a head. Just freaking...
So yeah, all I could say is... if they ever agreed to try and do all that Black Noir stuff, you guys would have wanted an explanation. You guys would have wanted the explanation of what would have happened by then, and you guys would have downgraded the series finale way, way lower. So that's why that happened, and why I felt a bit rushed. So
yeah. But anyways, with all that being said, those are our thoughts on season 5, and now moving on to the highlight of this video. We are going to be ranking every episode of The Boys from worst to best. So let's get into this.
Lift yourself up on your feet. Let's go!
Number 40. The Frenchman, the Female, and the Man Called Mother's Milk.
So, coming as a surprise to literally no one, the penultimate episode of the series is the worst episode in the series. This episode just didn't have a lot of impact to the story. Well, I mean, there was some things that had impact, like Frenchie dying and Soldier Boy being put back in the chamber, or even the Deep getting banned from water, which is also one of the reasons that he dies.
And one of the most horrifying seasons, he gets dissed by the Samuel L.
Jackson.
Kidding me?
So yeah.
Out of all the 7 C's, you get dissed by the Samuel L. Jackson.
By freaking dude from Pulp Fiction, freaking English motherfucker, do you speak it?
Honey, where's my super soup?
So yeah, this episode wasn't that great. We don't have a lot to say about it, so we'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. That was the worst episode in the show. So now, moving on to the next one.
Number 39. Life Among the Septic.
So basically, in this episode, Butcher is now again working with the boys while he's got the soup virus in his head now with the freaking soup cancer from the Temp V from season 3. They are going to TruthCon to find Sister Sage. And yes, this is the introduction to Sister Sage. We freaking hate this girl, even if this man wants her to give him put. But yeah, now, this episode was also like the introduction of Firecracker, who, if y'all remember the meme that came from this episode, then y'all will know what Butcher said to Firecracker. You and your little Bieber edging in the back of your RAV4 in the car park at Booga de Beppo. So yeah, also in this episode, it goes deeper into Ryan and Homelander's relationship, with Ryan making his public debut as
Homeboy.
Homeboy.
Out of all the names he could have picked.
Homeboy. So yeah, this episode wasn't that great. We had Homelander facing the dilemma with bringing his son out into the public when Ryan is having problems with all the stuff that his dad does. Like when Ryan accidentally kills someone when he's doing a fake video where he freaking pushed the door guy into a wall and killed him by accident. That part was so crazy. And yeah, this episode also had the freaking the dude that can clone himself.
Mm-hmm.
Who's friends with Firecracker. We found him in the other room freaking jerking off to a picture of Firecracker with freaking cloning himself, making it look like a freaking human centipede shit. So yeah, once again, this episode wasn't great. We give it a C tier, which we give it like a 6.9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that good, so moving on to number 38.
It was disgusting anyway.
Yeah, moving on to number 38.
Number 38. Dirty Business.
So now, moving on, we have got Dirty Business as our number 38. And yeah, this episode is nothing short of traumatizing. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, we are talking about Web Weaver.
No, not you, Peter.
Not you.
You are the original. Web Weaver's just a fucking geek off.
The freaking dude that shits out webs.
He doesn't
whenever
even
he has an
shoot
orgasm.
He doesn't shoot webs from any other parts, but he just shits them out. And worst of all, those aren't even webs. That's just straight up.
Like, bro. So now, Homeland is having a party where him and Sage are now talking about, like, him running the place now. And, Tech Knight gets introduced in this episode. And this man is a freak. This man is literally P. Diddy.
I don't even know what happens. Can you tell me?
So basically, how do I explain this? So Tech Knight has a sex dungeon where he freaking... And then he and Ashley just decided to... Huey and made him sit on a chocolate cake and fart and then... So then they just decided to... And then they freaking... And then... and so then after that they and yeah, this episode also showed that freaking Sister Sage gets dumber when you shoot her in the head. And this episode also went deeper into A-Train's redemption arc, which boosts up the ratings for us just a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah, and here's Peter's reaction at this point as about Web Weaver and all that. He is not happy at all.
So yeah, with that being said, this episode also wasn't great. So we will give this a 7 out of 10. No decimals, just a 7 out of 10.
No decimals.
Yeah, so moving on.
Number 37, Department of Dirty Tricks.
Department of Dirty Tricks. The season 4 premiere. The beginning of the most disappointing season in the entire show. Okay. So this episode, first off, it shows off that Ryan is now with his dad at Vought. And it also shows Zoe, Victoria Newman's daughter, if y'all remember her and Victoria Newman. So, basically, Zoe now has powers, where she freaking has the freaking Leviathan shit.
Point, that's not even powers, that's just a freaking mutagen.
Yeah, and also freaking Homelander said to Ryan and Zoe, freaking, when they were walking off to speak to each other, he just said to them, just nobody come back pregnant.
You asexual prick!
So yeah, this episode also wasn't great. We also got Butcher planning all the new shit with his now soup cancer from the ending of season 3. And, it's not that good. We also get a somewhat of an introduction to Butcher's new powers, which we haven't seen yet. But yeah, it's a okay season premiere. It's nothing crazy. We'll give it a 7.3 out of 10. It's okay. Moving on.
Number 36, King of Hell.
So moving on again, we've got
King
a
of
recent...
Hell!
So yeah, we've got a season 5 episode. Our first season 5 episode of this tier list, which is low. No surprise. We have got season 5 episode 4, King of Hell. And, it was alright. It was good. So yeah, this episode is where the boys and Butcher, they go to the Fort Hampton to find the V1 before Soldier Boy and Homelander do. And this is one of our first episodes where we see Homelander and Soldier Boy interacting with each other. Like, actually. Instead of them just casually speaking to each other in episode 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Homelander insulting Soldier Boy, which was insane.
And we also got Homelander being locked into a freaking cell, locked into a soup-proof cell.
Where he gets tested with the radiation,
where he's gonna be
which is
stuck
where they
in that soup-proof cell, bleeding out of his ass.
Which is where the boys find out that Homelander is, like, his weakness is the radiation. And this episode also goes very deep into the relationship of Soldier Boy and his family.
Where he finds his brother Quinn.
Yeah, he finds Quinn, and
it also reveals that Soldier Boy was not supposed to be the hero everyone says he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Frenchie said it himself that he wasn't the hero. He was just a kid playing dress up.
And there was
and
this...
he was nothing but a coward.
And also, in Fort Hampton, Quinn is there with this freaking gas stuff that freaking makes the boys go crazy with, like, spores and stuff, kind of like The Last of Us. And they go crazy, they try to kill each other, and that's what's supposed to happen. We see Huey fighting MM, which was insane. I did not know Huey was this jacked. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, we see more of the boys' relationship crumbling apart. We see all the shit that they say to each other because of the gas. And
we also get to see Soldier Boy accidentally blasting
his brother Quinn, and we see Soldier Boy crying, which is insane.
This is the first time I see Soldier Boy cry.
So yeah, with that, this episode was actually good. It was okay. This was probably the weakest episode in season 5. Apart from the penultimate episode, we don't talk about that. So, with that being said, we will give this episode a 7.5 out of 10.
Just the decimal for that one.
Yeah. So, it's a nice average episode. So, let's move on to number 35.
I keep forgetting what oh, right.
Number 35. We'll keep the red flag flying here.
So now we've got We'll Keep the Red Flag Flying Here, which is season 4, episode 3. And this episode is actually pretty good. So we first got Huey escaping Homelander at the ice rink, which was quite brutal. Yeah. Murder on the dance floor. You better not steal the moves, DJ. Gonna burn this goddamn house right down. So in this episode, we find out that Firecracker hates Annie.
Okay.
Then we find out that Annie called her a fat slut.
Okay. How about you just go and get to the part where I give a
Yeah, like he was saying, I missed the part where that's my problem. Goh. This episode also delves deeper into Huey and his mom's relationship, because a few episodes ago we find out that Huey's dad had a stroke, and that's why Huey is now in the hospital with him. And his mom explains why she left when Huey was 6. And she explained how she was having very depressing thoughts, how she was going through whether or not to just commit Sudoku.
Just commit seppuku.
Yeah, and
just to commit seppuku.
So this episode also delves deeper into Butcher and Ryan's relationship, where Butcher actually manages to get Ryan to come over to his house and spend time with him and play foosball and give him cookies. And of course, Homelander finds out about this, finds out that Ryan lied to him and that he was with Butcher, which pisses him the fuck off.
And just go fuck yourself, home.
And yeah, this episode is pretty okay. Like, it's where the show is starting to like get its spark in season 4, kind of. But overall, this episode is good, so we'll give it a 7.9 out of 10. Pretty average rating, but yeah. Anyways, moving on to number 34.
What the freak? Why am I wearing my...
What shirt is
It's
it?
Never Luck. It's
Never Luck, It's Always God.
Oh, I always wear
I'm wearing
that.
the same shirt, but
I always wear that during Sundays.
why do I got a lollipop in my hand?
Same here.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, let's look outside real quick.
But, bro, why?
Look, why is it so early? Like look, bro. Like,
Oh my goodness.
what is it? What?
It's 11:26. It's almost my time to dance with Shia.
What day is it?
Nah, I wasn't even paying attention since...
What is it?
11... Not again. It's 11:26. It's the 30th of June.
What? It's Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
But how? This was supposed to be Monday.
I don't know what's going on. Seriously, man. Someone's playing with our timeline here.
Brother, this happened the same time when we did the freaking Spider-Man video. Something is happening.
Yeah, and somehow I managed to find out what was actually going on, but I just lost thought of it.
I don't know, bro. Let's just
Hold on. For a little bit of an explanation, we got this twice. My spooter senses were tingling more than once, and every time we got into a video.
What the frick?
So someone's actually playing with our timeline here.
We gotta find out what's gonna happen.
We're gonna find out soon.
But anyway, for now. Number 34. Nothing Like It in the World. So now, people, we have got Nothing Like It in the World, Season 2, Episode 4. And this was the weakest episode in Season 2. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't know about him, but Season 2, in my opinion, is the best season in the entire show. Freaking Stormfront. Yes, Stormfront. So in this episode, the boys are going to North Carolina to...
And seeing now North Carolina, we like to respect wildlife. Backflip!
Good job, you didn't cut it off. So anyways, in this episode, the boys are trying to find out more about Liberty. Who, if you guys have watched season 2, you'll know that Liberty is revealed to be Stormfront. And I don't know if this is the episode where it got revealed that Liberty was Stormfront, but the boys find out a lot more about her, and they find out that she's dangerous, and I think in this episode, I think we may have gotten a little bit of Stormfront X Homelander.
I didn't want that. We just got them we just got them freaking eating each other against the freaking...
We just got them freaking saying, "Don't be a pussy, laser my fucking tits."
Yeah.
And also in this episode, we forgot to mention that Frenchie tried to kiss Kimiko. This was before their relationship was even a thing. Frenchie, you jack, you. Also in this episode, we find out that Homelander is with Doppelganger, and he's in the form of Madeline Stillwell. Homelander, I know you nutted in this woman, but come on, man, this is going too far. And also in this episode, we get Butcher trying to free Becca from the freaking house that she was put in with Homelander and Ryan. And, oh my god, I was so nervous every single time Butcher went there to see Becca. I thought he was gonna get caught. But, oh my god. Hearing him call Ryan a soup freak in one of the scenes was just, that was what made the episode better. And this episode was good. And, unfortunately, Butcher was not able to get Becca out of the house. But, yeah. And also, by the end of the episode, we see Homelander go into freaking Doppelganger, and Doppelganger changing into Homelander, coming up to him and saying, "I'm gonna suck your cock so fucking hard. You're gonna look into your own eyes when you come." So yeah, with that, we are going to give this episode a 7.9 out of 10. Again. So, moving on to the next one.
Number 33, one-shots.
So moving on, we have now got Season 5, Episode 5, one-shots. And this is where we finally get...
Disappear.
And this is where we finally get... This is where we finally get to our first good episode. Because in this episode, we get the perspective of every side character. Like we get it gets told in like classic Walking Dead fashion, where it shows a name of one of the side characters, and then it takes you through their story in their perspective. And it's really cool. And I know a lot of people don't like this episode, but we really like it. We got Firecracker, we got Black Noir 2, we got Terror, which if y'all remember, y'all know exactly what Terror was dreaming about.
Good boy. Good boy. You wanna me? You wanna me like a good boy? You want some turkey? Well, first you gotta me. Then I'll give you the turkey.
Yeah, that Terror clip just had me laughing so hard. So, a lot of insane stuff happens this episode. So first off, we know that Butcher actually still has a bit of humanity left in him, because he actually shows care for Terror. Like, you know, like if he eats chocolate, then he wants to save him. Like, yeah. And he still cares about everyone on the team. And we start to feel bad for good old Titty Milk. I mean Firecracker. And also, we see Black Noir is actually doing method acting, and it's not the clone of Homelander.
You guys still remember, but if you guys haven't forgotten, you guys still remember the explanation that I already just mentioned earlier on in this video? Yeah, pretty sure the plot twist won't make any sense if they just use the clone alone.
Yeah, so
since you guys have already established everything about Black Noir, but it's not, so the whole plot twist shit is not gonna work with the story they've already just put on with Black Noir alone.
So anyways, we see Black Noir doing method acting, and we see him working with Adam Bork, and how he actually works now as a good character. And Deep finds out about this, and because of Black Noir's whole kerfunkle with him and O-Father, where he just friggin' mentioned something to O-Father that made him disagree with the Deep, and then friggin' the Deep sends an eel to kill Adam Bork by eating his eels. Like, I always make jokes about this, like, oh my god, he's about to eat his ass! He actually ate it? So anyways, with all that being said, this episode was good, and also Firecracker died in this episode after she gave up on God and accepted Homelander as God. That was karma, bitch. So after that, we are going to give this episode our first 8 out of 10. So moving on. Number 32. Proper preparation and planning. So now, we've got Season 2, Episode 2. Proper preparation and planning. Say that 5 times fast. Proper preparation and planning. Proper preparation and planning. So in this episode, Butcher returns to the boys. And he says the most iconic line. Don't you worry. Daddy's home. So in this episode, we also meet Kimiko's brother, Kenji. And see his powers. And,
what were his powers?
He had telekinesis and he could bring down buildings and shit.
So he's got the Force with him?
Yeah.
Yes, may the Force be with your...
We also got the Deep in this episode being reunited with his old friend who's a freaking Green Arrow ex-Hunger Game knockoff and freaking gives him magic mushroom, and the Deep just starts singing from his gills, who's voiced by Patton Oswalt for some reason. What? So they're trying to kidnap Kenji now, the boys, Butcher and Huey and MM and Frenchie and Kimiko, who isn't even part of the boys yet. So they're freaking trying to kidnap Kenji, and Butcher was about to kill him, but then Huey stopped him. Then Kenji freaking brought the whole store down. Oh my god. And then freaking after that, they managed to restrain Kenji after Kimiko talks to him, and Butcher freaking punches Huey.
Why?
So with that being said, this episode was also pretty good. We're giving this one an 8 out of 10. So moving on to the next one.
Number 31, Good for the Soul.
So now at number 31, we've got Good for the Soul, aka Season 1, Episode 5. And this episode is where Huey met Homelander! So this is when Huey and Starlight were still kind of just met each other. And they already went out with each other one time at the freaking bar with the overpriced beer and the overpriced nachos. Who remembers that? And in this episode, we had the Believe Expo with Ezekiel.
Ezekiel
Freaking
Sims?
Alright, so yeah, Ezekiel, like I was saying, the freaking Mr. Fantastic dude, freaking... So yeah, Ezekiel's in this episode. Huey meets Homelander and he gets baptized. And the freak did you do to my arm? jacking.
I was ripping it off. What do you think I was doing to you, jacking, yosh?
Freaking. Yeah.
Wow, he lost his arm, man. That could get a little bit of handy. You.
So anyways, like I was saying, Huey gets baptized by Homelander, almost drowning in the process. And this
Process,
episode was...
I like-
So we also get a moment with Annie, aka Starlight, who again is not even a part of the boys yet. And she freaking reveals what the Deep did to her in episode 1 to the public. And that shit was insane.
What did happen?
You know what happened. The Deep
I don't get.
and Starlight.
I don't get what you're.
This episode was also the introduction of Kamiko. And her first encounter with the boys, which she just tried to run away from them. Yeah. So yeah, Black Noir caught up to her. She got killed by him for the first time. We see her get killed. And for the first time we see her heal, which was cool. And that's where the episode ends.
So
And
basically, she's now introduced as the boys' version of Deadpool, but without the breaking the fourth wall stuff.
so with that being said, we'll give this episode an 8.1 out of 10.
Yeah, and the overrated dialogue she has.
She doesn't even have dialogue yet. Number 30. The Insider. So now we've officially made it to number 30, which is The Insider.
Yeah, the
Season
outsider.
4.
Sorry, I meant to.
Season 4, episode 7. So in this episode, we get Homelander firing Sister Sage from the 7. Yes, he fired her. Doesn't even matter anyway, because he just brought her back in season 5. So yeah, and after that, they're still looking for the mole who freaking stole the V, and yeah, they're trying to find out who, they're trying to look for the mole who leaked the information about Vought and then classified information, and Homelander finds out it was A-Train after A-Train finally helped the boys in fighting the Dill and Black Noir.
Yeah,
Black Noir.
Yeah, Black Noir and the Dill. I mean Black Noir and the Deep. We mean Black Noir and the Deep.
So, during this episode, we also find out that Frenchie is still trying to work on the soup virus with Samir. And, yeah, they're freaking... They're trying to work on the soup virus, and they find out that it'll kill everyone. Oh, wait. I don't think it was. No, it wasn't with Samir. No, French is just working on it by himself. No, Samir was the one that was trying to work on it first. But yeah, anyways, in this episode, it was also pretty good. And it was a good penultimate episode for setting up the final episode of season 4. And with that being said, we will give this episode an 8.2 out of 10. Now, moving on to the next one. Are you sure?
Number 29. Every one of you sons of bitches.
So at number 29, we are officially 1/4 of the way through this ranking. We have got season 5, episode 3. He already read out the name. So, in this episode, we've got the Deep, we got Black Noir, and we got Cindy going to this freaking secret bunk of Stan Edgar, where the boys are now teaming up with Maverick, which was clearly a setup by Stan Edgar.
Yeah, complete setup by Edgar.
Yeah, exactly. Stand. Allahu Akbar! So this episode actually begins with Ryan killing a bunch of soldiers in the beginning of the episode. Ryan finally gets his bad eons moment. And one of the soldiers started begging him by saying, "Please, I have family. I love Imagine Dragons." Brother said, "I love Imagine Dragons." So yeah, long story short, Maverick finds out by the Deep that Huey was the one that killed Translucent, aka his father, in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And he's not too happy about that. So, long story short, Huey ends up fighting with Maverick, and Maverick ends up getting blown up by Cindy. For some reason, Cindy just blew Maverick up. And then Butcher just kills... No, not Butcher. Starlight just killed Cindy. And
Wait, that was part of season 5? Oh.
yes. And then Ryan is with Butcher. He's in a bar drinking with Butcher. Zoe finds out that Samir is still alive, escapes with Samir after Frenchie and Kamiko let them. Frenchie's still working on the virus. Actually, no, the virus is gone now because they just freaking abandoned that idea until the final episode. And then Ryan goes to Homelander, confronts him about what he did to his mom. And it happens. It'll be okay. My sweet, sweet boy. Number 28. The last time to look on this world of lies. Sure. Yes, it's what a fucking title. So now at number 28, we've got possibly the episode with the longest name of all time. The last time to look on this world of lies. AKA Season 3, Episode 5. This episode was also good. It was great. It was really good. So, in this... Can you stop making your face like that?
Cuz I got beaten up already.
Alright. So, in this episode, they team up with Soulja Boy, Butcher, and Huey. And they're doing the temp V. And in this episode, it delves deeper into Kamiko and Frenchie's relationship when Kamiko is in the hospital after getting the V fried out of her blood by Soulja Boy. And Kamiko freaking, again, is dreaming about her speaking when she's singing. Which would have been a lot better than the thing that we got in Season 5. So finally, after singing, Kamiko freaking does the unthinkable and smooches Frenchie. That was their first official kiss.
It's just a smooch, no Tom. You didn't cut that off.
And I'm not gonna. Alright. So yeah, also in this episode, the Deep is now head of crime analytics. Okay, does it look like we give a fuck? So with that being said, we're giving this episode an 8.2 out of 10. It was good.
Now let's continue.
So moving on to the next one.
Number 27. The Innocent.
So now we're at number 27.
The Innocent.
What the fuck? So in this episode, we are talking about the fact that Vought has now been exposed for smuggling Compound V. And that Ashley got fired from Vought Tower. Until next season. So in this episode, the Deep also gets transferred to Ohio.
Down in Ohio, this is where I like to hide.
So in this episode, Butcher also finally explains to Huey why he wants to kill Homelander. And it's because She got raped by Homeland. Becca got raped by Homeland, you.
And yeah, this is where the whole thing will start to make sense why they didn't do the Black Noir plot twist. Because Homelander admitted that he raped Becca.
So, in this episode, they also finally get help. They get help to find out who Kimiko is, because they never knew her name was Kimiko. So they get help from a telepath called Mesmer. So he sees into Kimiko's mind and reveals that her name is Kimiko, and revealed that she was part of the Shining Light Liberation Camp, which is where she was tortured and where she was injected with Compound V. So, Butcher finds out now that Huey is now with Annie because he saw them kiss.
Yes.
They just freaking and then Butcher just comes out like, Huey, I thought that was you. So Butcher finds out and now threatens Huey to tell Annie that Huey was the one that killed Translucent. And that's where the episode ends. So,
Moving on.
This episode was also good. So we are going to give this episode another 8.2 out of 10. So moving on. So now, people, we are on Barbary Coast. Number 26, Barbary Coast. So now we are on Barbary Coast, aka Season 3, Episode 3. And this episode delves deeper into Soldier Boy's story.
Yeah, Soldier Boy. No, not that Soldier Boy.
And this is when we're about to be introduced to Soldier Boy.
Yeah, that Soldier Boy. No, not that Soldier Boy. Yes, that Soldier Boy. No, not Soldier Boy, Soldier Boy. There we go.
So, we find out from Grace Mallory about Soldier Boy and who he actually is, because she was there after, she was there while Soldier Boy was still around. And Soldier Boy was a misfit. We also find out that Gunpowder, the dude that Butcher killed last episode, was so freaking dumb as a freaking a gunman, and freaking shooting all over the place, freaking shooting everyone, freaking soldiers, freaking villains, whatever. Just freaking, he was so bad at shooting. So, we find out about Grace's past and her meeting Soldier Boy, and we also get the boys going to Russia to find Soldier Boy. And we also get Butcher getting his badass superpower moments with the Temp V. And this is the first time we hear Butcher say, "Oi! Evening, cunt!" So with that, this episode ends on a freaking bang. We even get Huey getting his teleporting powers, but he teleports his clothes away from him.
He's just naked.
He's butt booty naked.
He's butt eons naked. The kind of naked that Annie would like.
So yeah, with that being said, this episode was amazing, and we are giving it an 8.3 out of 10. So, moving on.
Number 25. Beware the Jabberwock, my son.
Alright, so, I'm gonna be honest, this is the next day, and, now we are on number 26. Beware the Jabberwock, my son. Wait, what? Where's LK? What the fuck? Alright, so I'm not gonna question this, so I'm gonna just continue by myself until we get to the top 5, and then whenever the fuck LK gets back, we'll just continue. So, in this episode, Huey and his mom are with his father now, and his mom gave him the V last episode. So his father's awake now, and it's gonna cause problems, which we'll get into later. But in this episode, basically, the boys are now at this farmhouse where they are now going to meet Samir, aka Vicky's husband, aka Zoe's dad, aka the dude Stan Edgar hates for doing stuff with Vicky and creating Zoe. So, this episode goes deep into how they've been experimenting with the Compound V and testing it on, like, different subjects, like the animals, like the livestock and that. And Butcher said one of the most iconic lines, which I won't bother pulling up the clip, I'll just say it myself. Well, you could have told us that your old pal Samir was beating up a Kentucky Fried fucking massacre, couldn't ya? So yeah, we find out that the animals are now vicious, they have powers, and they can kill things. Like, really kill things. And also they got Stan Edgar out of jail, which was cool. So now Stan Edgar's kind of working with the boys in a way right now to figure out basically how to create the soup virus to kill Homelander. But they haven't found out yet that it could cause soup genocide. So, the boys, they are now on the farm, and they're getting attacked by the animals and that, and now they have to escape. Then, cut back to the hospital, Huey and his mom are now dealing with the fact that his dad is a lunatic from taking the Compound V. So they have no choice but to stop him by putting him down. Which is one of the saddest scenes in the entire show. And also, by the end of this episode, they were basically making a deal with Stan Edgar that if they can find out how to create the soup virus and what's going on, then they'll get him out of prison. Because he was put in prison last season by Homelander and Victoria Newman. So, unfortunately, they didn't find out that much stuff. Samir went missing. They found his leg. They thought he was dead. We find out at the end of the episode that Butcher saved Samir with his leg cut off, and now he's got him in a bunker where he's going to force him to make the soup virus. And now Stan Edgar's now going back to prison, but Vicky stops them, freaking blows up their heads because she's the head popper, saves Stan Edgar and gets him out of prison. So now he is free. And that was a really powerful scene to watch. So this episode was actually amazing. And we are going to give it an 8.4 out of 10. So, moving on. Number 24. Teenage Kicks. So now we've got Teenage Kicks, aka Season 5, Episode 2. And we didn't explain this episode now in our thoughts, so I'm going to explain it really quick. It's this group called Teenage Kicks. They're basically a TikTok group shit now. We get Soulja Boy back in this episode. Homelander agreeing with Soulja Boy. Now, Soulja Boy agreeing to find Butcher and bring him to Homelander. Or kill him, yeah. And now, we get Soulja Boy saying to Homelander, "Did you fuck me?" "What? Is this some kind of incest thing?" "No." "Then what the fuck is this?" And that scene was so funny to watch. So now, Teenage Kicks, we also got this big giant rock dude, who they explained. His name is Rock Hard, and if y'all know what his powers are and what he does, he's basically a human volcano. And if y'all have seen the scene, then you know exactly what he does. But yeah, Frenchie also explained something about Rock Hard in one of the scenes, and I'ma just say it myself. Feed him up with so much hot coal it burst out of his ear. So also in this episode we get Butcher versus Soulja Boy, and it was insane. We got Butcher saying the iconic line, "Well, if you can't beat him, join him, then fucking beat him." And we also got them unleashing the soup virus against Soulja Boy, which seems to kill him. But at the end of the episode, we find out that he is still alive. And it's fucking insane. Like, Jesus Christ, we actually thought he was dead. And, oh my god, he proved that he was, like, immortal. Because in the next episode, we find out that it's because he's got the V1 in his bloodstream. So, this episode was really good. We liked it. And we'll give it a 8.4 out of 10. So, moving on.
Number 23, get some.
Number 22, the female of the species. So now we've got the female of the species, aka Season 1, Episode 4. And this episode had some of the most iconic moments throughout the entire show. This is where we first meet Kimiko. And we don't even know that her name is Kimiko yet. She's just the female, which is actually her name in the comic. She doesn't have a name. So, oh my god. We meet Kimiko, she runs off, and we haven't even found out her healing factor yet. In this episode, we see the plane, Flight 37. And, y'all remember what I said earlier on where I said, you stay the fuck back, or lazy, goddammit? That's where it comes from. Oh my god. Queen Maeve and Homelander abandoning everyone on the plane and leaving them to die. That was the most difficult scene to watch in Season 1. Watching them leave them to die. I was like, oh my god, he's actually evil. Like, bro, what? Are you serious? Like, how? So in this episode, we also get Huey finally also going on a date with Annie. This is like their first date. And they're going bowling. And we see Annie freaking lying to Huey about how good she can do in bowling, where she freaking... Well, that's the easiest way to get a perfect game in bowling. So, other than the plane, that's pretty much all I remember about the episode. And this episode was also really good. So, we're gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. So, moving on to number 21.
Number 21.
The only man in the sky.
So now at number 21, we have Season 3, Episode 2.
The only man in the sky is me.
So in this episode, it's Homelander's birthday. Happy birthday, you stupid freaking mother's milk drinker. So in this episode, we get more of Homelander trying to speak to Stormfront after what Ryan did to her at the end of Season 2. Oh my god. And we also get Butcher taking the temp V, which is insane. And we see him going to meet Gunpowder, aka one of the group members from Soldier Boy's gang. And this is where we first see Butcher's powers, where Butcher freaking... So first off, Butcher spoke to Gunpowder about apparently him doing stuff with Soldier Boy. Then at the end of the episode, to extract information from Gunpowder, Butcher beats the brakes off of that man. He gets the information, and he lasers through him, destroying the car too. Which was so insane. Oh my god. That scene gave me chills the first time. Like, legit. I had goosebumps. Like, it was insane. And also, we had Homelander finding out that Stormfront committed Sudoku when trying to save a girl from committing Sudoku off a building. And that's where we got the line. Yeah, this episode was insane, and it was really good. So we're gonna give this an 8.5. Moving on to number 20. Number 20, Cherry. So now we've got Cherry, Season 1, Episode 2, and this episode is also insane. So first off, we've got the introduction of Popclaw, aka A-Train's girlfriend, who did a really weird thing with A-Train. Freaking, I'm gonna just say it involved his toes. Why did I say that? And in this episode, we got introduced to Frenchie, and little did we know he would become one of the best characters in the entire show. We got Huey and Butcher bringing Translucent to Frenchie, and them trapping Translucent in the cage. So, at the end of the episode, they plant the C4 inside of Translucent's eons. We're not even lying. We also got more of Annie being in the 7, and how she's dealing with the events of what happened to her after the first episode with the Dill. I mean the Deep. And also, in this episode, we also get Butcher speaking to Raina, the CIA agent, about, like, the stuff happening and how Translucent is missing, and we get another one of Butcher's most iconic lines, one of his first iconic lines. Cunt's invisible. For all we know, he could be standing in that corner right now, plugging one out for all we know. We also see Annie stopping a girl from getting graped, stopping guys from graping a girl, and she uses her powers, which gets her exposed to a camera where people recognized her, causing problems at Vought Tower, Ashley being the bitch that she usually is. This is before Ashley even became a major character. I'm sorry. And at the end of the episode, Homelander actually comes really close to finding out that the boys have Translucent right now. And Butcher and Frenchie, they cause a distraction by blowing up a nearby building. Yes, I'm not even lying. And Huey manages to get the bomb, threatens to blow Translucent up, and he's like, I'm not going back in that cage, man. Look, if you save me, you'll be the hero that saved Translucent. And he thinks that he has Huey for a second when Huey puts down the bomb. Translucent walks off, goes invisible, and Huey he kills Translucent, which was so insane. It was honestly one of my top 10 scenes in the entire show, because it made Huey look like such a badass for the first time in the entire show. So with that being said, this is a goated episode, and we are giving it an 8.6 out of 10. So moving on to number 19.
Number 19. We gotta go now.
So now for number 19, we've got Gotta Go Now, aka Season 2, Episode 5. So this episode begins with Maeve auditioning for a movie about her coming out to the public. Did they even listen when they told them that Maeve was bi? Like, Jesus, bro, come on. So in this episode, we've also got Homelander killing the freaking tribal leader of an African village, and also a bystander, which Ashley shows the video to him. And this is also where the meme came from of Homelander going... In fact, I'm gonna just pull it up right here. Yeah, this one right here. So yeah, that was really funny. Homelander's ratings dropped drastically, and he was not happy about that. And, so also in this episode, we've got the boys going to Butcher's Aunt Judy's house. And this is the episode where we meet the best character in the whole show, Tara. You guys disagree with me about Tara being the best character, and I will laser the fuck out of you! So yeah, long story short, in this episode, we get Black Noir attacking the boys in his Aunt Judy's house. We get Butcher now wanting to leave the boys before they tracked him down and brought him back. Because friggin' Becca gave up on him. He just wanted to give up. So, then they stop Noir from killing Butcher. They cut a deal with Stan Edgar. And then we cut to Stormfront speaking to Homelander and telling him her backstory about how she is a...
Oh, the Ainsley Winston.
She's one of those.
And then, at the end of the episode, we get Stormfronter and Homelander freaking knocking each other up. And we get them having soup sex, and she just yeets Homelander across the room. She freaking saying, "Don't be a pussy, lays on my fucking tits." And just, oh my, what? So yeah, this episode was insane and pretty traumatizing at some moments. So with that being said, this episode was really good, and we are going to give it an 8.7 out of 10. So moving on. Number 18. Here comes a candle to light you to bed. So at number 18, we have got Here Comes a Candle to Light You to Bed, aka Season 3, Episode 7. Let's get into it. So in this episode, Soulja Boy is going to kill the last member of his team, Payback. And that is freaking Mind Reader guy. I forgot what his name is. I'll pull it up here on screen. Right there. So, this episode was really good. We get Butcher's backstory about how he and Lenny had to deal with his dad being abusive and stuff. It's a pretty heavy topic to talk about, but I'll risk it. So we get how Butcher's dad used to beat them a lot, and how he was a very evil guy, and how he's the reason that Lenny... And yeah, we get Butcher genuinely traumatized by this situation, and we also get Black Noir's backstory and how he lost his face in the battle against Soulja Boy because they're actually the ones that betrayed him. And then it just proved more and more that Soulja Boy is a complete and total iunto. Yeah. So in this episode, we also got Soulja Boy getting his meme moment with Huey, where he's like, "I warned you." And in this episode, we also got Homelander admitting everything about him killing Supersonic on a live stream that he doesn't know Annie is recording in front of many millions of followers. So, yeah, we got Starlight exposing Homelander, that he threatened to kill her, and that he'll kill Huey. So, this episode was really good. We got the backstory of Butcher, we got the backstory of Black Noir. It was amazing. And in this episode, it was so crazy. Just everything that happened. So, this episode was amazing, and we are going to also give this an 8.7 out of 10. So anyways, moving on to number 17.
Number 17, Blood and Bone.
So, our number 17 is a bit of a hot take. Y'all are going to probably disagree with us on this because y'all are going to say, "Oh no, it should be way lower." And some of you that absolutely love it are going to say, "Nah, y'all are rating it too low." But no, this feels like the minimum rating that it should get, and that it was a solid episode. So, our number 17 was actually the series finale, Blood and Bone. And a lot of y'all are going to disagree with us on that. But we just want to come we just want to come here and say, it's our opinion. Respect it. Respect it, sucker. So, in our opinion, this episode was good. And we've already covered it, so not really going to go into detail about it. So, yeah, in conclusion, the series finale was good, and we'll give it an 8.8 out of 10. So, moving on to number 16. Number 16, The Big Ride. So, our number 16 is the premiere episode of Season 2, The Big Ride. So, this episode was really good, and we liked it. Like, it was amazing. Phenomenal start to a season. And in my opinion, Season 2 is actually the best season. So, if you guys disagree with me, then step out. Just fucking step out. So, in this episode, we've got Huey trying to speak to Annie after the events that happened at the end of Season 1, where Butcher freaking shot her in the chest. And we get them having a nice little moment on the train. It was good. And we also got Translucent's funeral this episode. And it was so stupid. It was just so stupid. Like, come on. And in this episode, we also got a little bit of the Deep in Ohio. Freaking looking at the TV, seeing how they cut him out of the picture. And it's like, hey, that's my shoulder. They fucking cut me out. And that part was just so hilarious to watch. Like, every single time something bad happens to the Deep, I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for him. And then I realize, wait, it's the Deep. So also in this episode, we get Blind Spot, aka friggin' blind guy that can't see, but he doesn't have super eyes, but he's got super ears. Wait, where am I? And we got Homelander freaking clapping his ears, saying, what happens if, I don't know, I do this. And we also got the meme this episode. Pull up the clip.
Ashley! Look at me!
So yeah, that was funny as hell. And in this episode, we also got the introduction of Stormfront, and she was just a minor character at this point. It doesn't even matter. We don't even know that about her yet. And this episode was really good. So it's our first amazing episode. So we're gonna give it an 8.9 out of 10. Moving on.
Number 15, Payback.
Alright, so real quick before I do number 15, I just want to say I'm sorry about the darkness. I just turned my light off because it's late. So I like sitting in the darkness when it's late. So anyways, for number 15, we've got Payback, aka Season 3, Episode 1. And this kicks off the season in such a good way. Like, we get introduced to the character of Soulja Boy and who he is. And we haven't really seen any of the flashbacks yet. But we see NMM really tense up at the idea of him returning. Because I don't know if it was in the first episode that he explained that Soulja Boy killed his family, and that's why his OCD kicked in. But yeah, we see MM getting really tense about Soulja Boy being alive. And this episode was really good. This is when Butcher and Ryan still had their relationship intact, before Butcher just pushed him away. This was before Butcher took the temp V, by the way. I don't even know if Maeve showed him the temp V in this episode, but I think so. But yeah, it was really good. And also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this episode, we got Termite, aka tiny little Ant-Man dude who can shrink and enter a guy's door. And this episode also introduces Supersonic, who is the new member of the Seven. And he doesn't really have, we don't even know about his powers. He can sing. That's pretty much it. Why the fuck is this guy even here? So with that being said, this was also a really good season premiere. From one season premiere to another. So yeah, this season premiere was also really good. And we are also going to give this one an 8.9 out of 10. So moving on. Number 14. Glorious 5-Year Plan. So now we are on Season 3, Episode 4, Glorious 5-Year Plan. And I think I got the premise of this episode confused with another episode previously, so I'm really sorry about that. In this episode, this is the one where the boys go to Russia and then Butcher reveals his powers. I am genuinely sorry for the confusion. I said it was Season 3, Episode 3. I was totally wrong. I apologize. So, this episode, Butcher uses the Temp V, and they're in Russia trying to find Soulja Boy, the weapon. And this is the introduction of Soulja Boy going into the show now. Like he's awake out of the deep freeze in Russia. And oh my god, it's insane. Brother did the tit blast and freaking blasted the V out of Kamiko's blood. Oh my god. And then the next episode, it was revealed that she wasn't healing because of the blast. So, this episode was really good, and we're gonna give this one an 8.9 out of 10 too. So, moving on.
Number 13, Through the Heavens Fall.
So now, for number 13, we have Though the Heavens Fall, aka Season 5, Episode 6. Now, in this episode, this was probably the third most peak episode in Season 5. I really liked this episode. This was probably one of the better episodes in Season 5. I got chills from this episode. So first off, this episode is the introduction of Bombsight, aka Soulja Boy's old kind of rival. And we notice that his girlfriend, freaking Golden something, I forgot her name. Golden Geisha, I think that was her name. So she is now old, and Bombsight wanted to give her the last bit of V1 in order to, like, let her live forever. But she didn't want that, so now she's in an old nursing home for people with soups. And now, the boys are trying to get her out of there so that they can threaten her, basically, and get Bombsight to come out. So now, in this episode, we also learn more about Bombsight's rivalry with Soulja Boy and how it affected Bombsight. Like, Soulja Boy was born into a rich family and that he was a total dickhead. So, this episode was also the introduction of Sister Sage explaining her plan, saying that she just basically wanted to watch the world burn. Which was stupid. Useless character still, by the way, LK. I do not know why you want her to give you put. This episode also brought back the legend, aka Paul Reiser. Oh my god, I love you so much. Just give me a kiss. And thank God Homelander did not kill him. Like, bro, he literally, like, told you straight that you're a wacko, and you let him live. That shows you Homelander's never actually heard someone speak to him like that before, and he's like genuinely thinking it's all true about me. So he let him go because he was honest, because everyone around him lies. So long story short, Soulja Boy gives Homelander the V1 to make him immortal, which gave us the most chilling shot of the entire season. Pull up the clip.
Run.
It was insane. And in that moment, Homelander was literally unstoppable. So now, like, they ruined the arc of him having the V1 now. Like, with those last two episodes, it was so disappointing just to see how wasted the V1 Homelander storyline was. He should have gotten the V1, like at the beginning of the season. So, anyways, with that being said, this was a really good episode, and we're going to give it an 8.9 out of 10. So, moving on. Number 12, the Self-Preservation Society. So now we have the Self-Preservation Society, aka Season 1, Episode 7. And this episode was such a good penultimate for a season. We had A-Train threatening to kill Huey's father, with Huey threatening A-Train with, like, shooting the drugs out of the needle in front of him, and Kimiko breaking A-Train's leg. Freaking shattered his kneecap. Oh, that was so painful to watch. And also at the beginning of this episode, we see Huey and Annie do it for the first time. I'm just not even gonna say any weird shit this time. I'm just gonna say do it. They did it for the first time. And clearly they enjoyed it. Oh my god. We also see more of the Deep storyline with him in Ohio, and him getting gill fingered by a fan. You can't make this shit up. She literally fingered him in his gills. Like, why? So after, like, a lot of this stuff, Mesmer, the guy that read Kimiko's mind and figured out her name, was selling the boys out, telling Homelander about them. So Butcher friggin' brings him into a bathroom and smashes his head into a sink. Killing him, obviously, because how can you survive that? Oh my god. Jesus, my head was hurting just watching that. So, Homelander also, this episode also introduces Dr. Vogelbaum, the guy that basically raised Homelander in the lab. And Homelander asked him about Becca Butcher and how she was pregnant. So, Dr. Vogelbaum expresses his regret to Homelander for raising him in the lab, calling him his greatest failure. And I'm pretty sure that led to Homelander crippling the man, because we saw him in a wheelchair in Season 2. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about that episode, other than the fact that it was absolute peak. So also at the end of this episode, we find out that Annie finds out that Huey killed Translucent, so she was going to turn him into the police, not to the Seven, because you know what would have happened to him then. Huey stopped her before she could take him in, and Butcher shot her right in the chest, which didn't kill her, obviously, because she's a soup. But that episode ended on a really high note, and we're giving this another 8.9 out of 10. So moving on.
Number 11. Over the hill with the sword of 1,000 men.
And since LK is not here to say the name of number 11, I'll just say it for him. Over the hill with the sword of 1,000 men. So in this episode, we see the boys on a boat. We see Butcher, Huey, Milk, and Frenchie. So this episode starts off with Butcher apologizing to Huey for punching him. And when we think everything is okay, Huey punches Butcher back and falls over. I mean, what do you expect? My guy's built like a brick. And in this episode, we get more character development between Kimiko and Kenji, her brother. And we see Kenji try to escape his like shackles now that he's tied up in the boat by crushing a can and cutting his restraints. And we see the boys speedboat into a whale. You can't make this up. They literally drove into a whale. That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. And in this episode, we also see Homelander teaching Ryan the ways. Yeah, we see Homelander trying to bond with Ryan for the first time. And how does he bond with him? By pushing him off a roof trying to teach him how to fly. And we also see Ryan defending Becca by pushing Homelander over and showing off his laser eyes. And they run off. They don't speak to Homelander until like a couple of episodes later. And then, also in this episode, we get more of Stormfront. Yeah, the
Jose Ainsley.
bitch. So, Stormfront actually ends up killing Kenji at the end of this episode. Like, she literally snapped his hands so that he couldn't use them. The bone was showing, so he couldn't use his telekinesis, which he used his telekinesis to save Huey from accidentally being killed by Annie earlier in the sewers. Yeah, we saw Annie getting ordered by Homelander to kill Huey, otherwise they were both gonna die there. Huey said it was okay, and then Butcher just came up and said his most iconic line, "Oi, cunt!" So then Kenji brought down a train, I think. And that was an insane scene. So yeah, Stormfront snapped his hands and then freaking blew his head up. Kenji died. And then the boys are just watching Stormfront on the TV at the end of the episode. And it was one of the most insane shots with Kimiko just going. And yes, this episode was absolute perfection. So with that, we are giving this episode our first 9 out of 10. So moving on. Number 10. The Instant White Hot Wild.
Alright, so now, for number 10, we have got... What the... Where the fuck did you come from?
My spooter senses were right. And
What the fuck happened to you?
whoa, I was in the time paradox. And somebody came through.
Bloody fucking idiot. It doesn't matter anyway, let's just fucking continue
Bro,
to kill it.
it's a bigger problem, bro. We've got a bigger problem right now. And
The problem doesn't matter. The problem that we are currently dealing with is ranking the episode!
is a problem, but the bigger problem is someone who was in the fucking time paradox with me.
We'll discuss this later. Let's just continue on and rank the top 10. And then this video is done. Okay? Done!
Let's continue.
So, for our number 10 people, we have the Instant Hot Wild. The Instant White Hot Wild. Say that 5 times fast. The Instant White Hot Wild. 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 The Instant White... Fucking so hard in my fucking tie-dye. So this episode is the season 3 finale. And this is where we got Butcher versus Homelander. Sort of. And we got Homelander and Butcher lasering Soldier Boy after Soldier Boy tried to kill Ryan and Homelander, saying, fucking disappointment. And then freaking Butcher and Homelander lasered Soldier Boy out of there. And we got Butcher and the boys versus Soldier Boy. And oh my god, that fight was peak. And we even got Maeve versus Homelander. This season had Maeve have her redemption arc of just being someone that doesn't want help to her helping Annie and the boys. So now Butcher is fighting Soldier Boy now. And also in this episode, we got Homelander killing Black Noir for knowing that he knew that Soldier Boy was his father. Bro.
Now that's the first part of
That's the first Black Noir that was a wasted character. Bro, it made no sense. And then after that, so now Homelander's saying, anyone who does not follow me, I will kill them. So if you don't do my orders, you don't take my orders, I will kill you.
Well, just to be assured from a Wild Wild West, if I don't follow your orders, you can go ahead and fuck yourself, because I will not get killed, even if you try to.
Yeah. I'm taking my orders. It's high noon, and it's feeling hot out here. So we got Butcher versus Soldier Boy, which was a peak fight, by the way. The music went so hard. And we even had Annie gaining her ability to fly in this episode, which was also insane.
Who?
Annie, Starlight.
Oh, right.
So, then, long story short, Maeve jumps out the window to stop Soldier Boy from blasting the boys to Kingdom Fuck. And they blow up. Soldier Boy does the blast. And you'd think that kills Maeve, but no. We find out it just fried the V out of her blood. And I'm so mad at the creators for being too pussy to kill off Maeve. Because, bro, this whole show is about them killing off the characters. Come on, man. Bro.
You guys are willing to kill off Black Noir.
Y'all are willing
you guys can't kill me.
Y'all are willing to kill off the 7 every 30 minutes in season 5. But y'all are too pussy to kill off Queen Maeve. Come on, man. But anyways, this episode was really good. We really enjoyed this finale, and we are giving it a 9 out of 10. So, moving on.
Number 9, the name of the game.
So now we've got the name of the game, aka Season 1, Episode 1. The first episode of the entire series. This kicked off the series with a bang. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, we start off with seeing Homelander and Queen Maeve just taking out a bunch of gang thieves, just robbing a van. And then we cut to Huey working in the freaking Radio Shack store or whatever. And him being there with his girlfriend Robin. Long story short, they talk about laying pipe with each other. Right? And then they go outside. They speak a little, talk about moving in with each other. And guess what happened?
A-Train accidentally ran through him. And through Robin.
Man, I can't stop.
Yeah, we got A-Train's first appearance, and his first appearance already started off where
The man that
bad.
started the whole series. Like, A-Train was a jerk in the earlier seasons. Like, season 1, season 2. He was nothing but a dickhead. Like, a complete
ran through
asshole.
Robin.
Like, he was a complete asshole throughout the first 3 seasons.
Like, not you, so just
asshole. Just stop saying it with my British accent.
You're the one with the British accent, so you.
So anyways, we get the introduction to Huey and Butcher this episode. We don't get any of the other boys in this episode. We get those in the later episodes. We get Frenchie in the second one. We get MM later on as well. And this episode was so good. Like, we get the introduction of Translucent, Annie getting into the 7, all the people in the 7. We get Lamplighter retiring because we haven't even been properly introduced to Lamplighter yet. We only get introduced to him in season 2. So, long story short, Butcher and Huey team up together to basically now take down the 7. So, Huey has to go into Vought Tower, place a bug. Translucent knows about this, so he attacks Huey in his radio store. And then Butcher comes in there and attacks him, and he says the thing. Translucent don't even mean invisible. It means semi-transparent. Also, did we even mention that in order to turn invisible, Translucent has to be completely naked?
It's one of the most weirdest parts about this superpower.
Yeah, it is the weirdest part. Him and Maverick.
And I'm glad that Susan Storm doesn't have this kind of power. She doesn't have to get naked for that.
She's just the invisible girl. Invisible woman. Yeah. So yeah, this episode was amazing, and this episode even ended with Homelander taking down a plane, which revealed Homelander's true nature of him being evil. So then you know he's not just going to be a hero throughout this series. We see him laser down a plane with The Passenger by Iggy Pop playing in the background, peak song. And we see Butcher revealing to Huey that he's not a CIA agent.
Technically, he's not a Fed.
Oh yeah, a Fed. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I meant FBI. Yeah, I'm sorry. So anyways, yeah. This episode was amazing, and we're giving this one a 9.1 out of 10. So, moving on.
Number 8. The bloody doors off.
So for number 8, we've got The Bloody Doors Off.
The bloody fucking.
Holy fuck, your pronunciation was diabolical. So in this episode, we find out more about Frenchie's backstory and how he knows about Grace Mallory's history with Lamplighter. So we find out that Lamplighter actually accidentally killed Grace Mallory's grandchildren in the past. And we also find out his story about being a spy for Grace Mallory, basically, to find out information about Lamplighter. And we notice that we also get more backstory about how his friend OD'd, and that he had to go back and save him, and he had to abandon the mission, basically, and it was his friend Jay. So this also develops more of Frenchie and Cherry's relationship, if you remember her. So yeah,
That was one part of it. And in the intro of this episode, we also see Stormfront and Homelander catching a perp in an alleyway. And, yeah, if y'all remember what happened, y'all will know exactly what Stormfront did while Homelander was crushing that guy's head on the wall. Long story short, they fought on a wall, and that's how the episode begins. So in this episode, we also see Kimiko, and Frenchie infiltrating a command center where Butcher and Annie are just outside with Huey. And we find out that Lamplighter is working there as basically the assistant, like the security guard or whatever. Like, it's basically a prison, but for soups. And this is the episode where we see Love Sausage for the first time. We don't see his thing yet, but...
You don't see his sausage, so...
Anyways, we also meet Cindy in this episode. The one that just crushes people by doing that.
By force.
Yeah. And we also find out that Stormfront went there to that place and just killed a bunch of people. Yeah. So then afterwards, we see a soup get outside. We see a soup outside the infirmary, and we see Butcher and Annie trying to calm him down, but then he freaking tit blasts concussive energy all over the place, and then the van flips over. Huey's still inside. They get Huey out of there, but they see a piece of glass inside of him, so Huey passes out, so they have to get him help. So long story short, they hitchhike, try to find people on the road. They find a guy. He notices that Butcher has a gun, so he pulls out a gun, thinks that they're gonna rob him or some shit, and Annie is forced to kill him. Yeah, Annie killed an innocent person. And oh my god, that was just so powerful to watch. So at the end of this episode, we also find out Stormfront's backstory, because she tells Homelander everything about her past, how she was born in Berlin, how she was a... and how she was married to Friedrich Vought. And he showed she showed him the picture of her freaking old-ass daughter who passed away. And she explained everything in that, and she explained all of that, and how she loves Homelander with all her heart. Homelander kisses her. That's where the episode ends. Holy shit, this episode was crazy. So with that being said, we're giving this episode a 9.2 out of 10. So moving on. Lick me.
Number 7, 15 inches of sheer dynamite.
So at number 7, we've got Season 5, Episode 1, 15 inches of sheer dynamite. So we've already explained this episode once again, like we explained the finale in the beginning of this video. So we're not going to bother explaining too much about this episode. We're just going to say that Butcher teams up with Annie and Kimiko to bust the boys out of the freedom camps. They get freaking Mole Dude. I forgot what his name is. I don't even care, because that dude doesn't even have a dill. I'm not even joking. He doesn't have a dill. And then freaking they bust him out. They bust them out with the help of A-Train. And A-Train dies at the end of the episode. So yeah, that's pretty much that episode. So moving on to number 6. Can I put my balls in your jaw? Number 6. You Found Me. So for number 6, we've got You Found Me, aka the Season 1 finale. And let's be honest, this is our first absolute cinema episode in our entire ranking. Yeah, we went through 34 episodes, and this is the first one that's absolute cinema. So in this episode, we've got Deep trying to return to the 7, and they denied him, so he broke down physically, and we don't give a shit, because, I mean, that man is not the peak, like you guys describe him to be.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why he's not the peak to me is because he just got his dill sucked by a friggin' octopus. I mean, I'm not joking, bro. I mean, let's be honest, we're not joking over here.
We haven't even gone to that part yet. That's literally coming at the end. So yeah, anyways, A-Train rebounds back into his old habits of Compound V. So Nathan quits. His brother quits.
And A-Train actually attacked Huey and Starlight in this episode, and this is where he had his first heart attack in the entire series. And that scene was actually had me going, wait, is he okay?
That was the part where he tried to stop, who's it now?
Huey and Starlight.
No, like when he ran, like he dragged.
We haven't gotten there yet. That's coming very soon. So yeah, they are now like, Starlight saves A-Train, brings him to the hospital, and now they have to save him. And now that also began him not being able to run in season 2, and that was crazy. And at the end of this episode, we see Butcher take Madeline Stillwell as a hostage. And we got Homelander showing up there. Freaking, she's got bombs strapped to her. And Homelander's just there, like, speaking to Butcher. This is like the first time we see them interact throughout the entire series. Actually, not the first time we see them interact. We saw them interact in the flashback. But yeah, we see Homelander speaking to Butcher, and we see him arguing with Madeline. Friggin', Madeline's just telling him, please take Teddy upstairs. I will, just later. Take him upstairs! Shut the fuck up!
Instead of trying to beg Butcher to like get her out of those bombs right there, guess what he does instead? The opposite. If you lie to me one more time, then I will walk out of here. I'm scared of you. Excuse me? I'm scared. I'm scared of you. Thank you for finally being honest.
He killed Madeline Stillwell. And oh my god, that scene was probably, like, that was a top 10 scene in the entire show for me. Like, bro, it was so good. It was genuinely so good. So long story short, Butcher blows up the house, and Homelander managed to save Butcher and Teddy from the explosion, which just makes it make even less sense that he wasn't fast enough to escape the White House in the finale. Because if he could save Butcher and Teddy from an explosion that fast, how could he not escape the Oval Office? Made no sense. And then at the end of the episode, we get possibly the biggest plot twist in the entire show. Becca is alive, and we get Ryan introduced. Sorry to the previous child actor who was playing Ryan. I'm sorry you got replaced by the actor we have now as Ryan. So, I'm sorry. We would have liked to see you. We're sure you would have done just as good of a job as Ryan as Cameron did. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. We got Butcher realizing that Becca's alive, and that's the end. Holy shit, this episode was peak. So we are giving this episode a 9.5 out of 10.
Basically halfway through 10 out of 10 for this one.
Yeah, it's an absolute cinema, bro. So now, moving on to number 5.
Number 5, Wisdom of the Ages.
So now we've got Wisdom of the Ages, aka Season 4, Episode 4.
And this one
In this episode, we got Homelander going back to the lab that he was born in.
And it's his birthday, by the way. Wait, no, it's not.
No, he's just going back, and he brought a cake for everyone.
So this is one of my favorite parts of this episode, considering one of the scenes there.
Dude, this episode was insane. He basically went back to kill everyone who mistreated him in that lab. First off, he starts by throwing paper in a bin, playing paper basketball. We see him freaking telling a dude to get into the oven.
The oven that was specifically for him to actually test his density of his skin if he can't actually burn, but he could actually feel what was going on. He's not basically like Superman because he can't basically feel everything, but you know that he will still have a feeling even if when he doesn't burn anyway.
Yeah. And we got him saying, "You're sorry? Now? Why?
Why?
You were just doing your job, right?
And by the time he was actually burning that scientist at the end, where he's burning to a crisp, he actually says, "I forgive you."
Like, bro.
as he was doing that.
Oh, that part was so difficult to watch.
And it was very much difficult to watch back then, but when I see the other scene, it made me one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
And what he was doing to Marty, as he was busy joking him, calling him Squirt all the time when he was only at that safe box.
Oh, wow.
And
Marty.
and guess what he does to Marty? Actually, we don't even need to show you. We don't even need to tell you or describe it. We can just show you in our own way to do it. So, I want you to jerk off in front of all of us right now.
The Homelander, I really am sorry.
I know. Go on, do it. It looks like you're shrugging a little mushroom.
But we're not off to a good start.
So here's what's gonna happen. You get hard right now, or I'm gonna laser your dick off. A little bit.
I don't know, use it or lose it, Marty. Your life is literally in your hands.
Squirt.
More spit, Marty. More spit. That'll work.
Come on, put your fucking back into it, attaboy.
I can't.
Come on, Marty.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. This happens to a lot. This happens to a lot of guys, but not me though. That's a fucking squirt, Marty. Whoa, you're getting diplet on my boots, Marty.
So yeah, that made us laugh hard as freak. So yeah, that was that. So long story short,
And
Barbara...
this is actually the part with the introduction where I started to get really into Anthony Starr's wheezing whenever he laughs.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Joker, anyways.
God, it just showed you this man puts his all into acting.
He
bro.
literally puts his homelanding ounce off
This
of
man
that.
was supposed to be James Bond, you know. He auditioned for James Bond. Like, I'm not even lying. So yeah, long story short, after Homelander does the whole kerfunkle with Marty, Barbara, who is another worker there, comes in and stops him, tells him to put him out of his misery, so Homelander freaking crushes his head.
Just steps on his head. And then they went to the right room after getting to a talk. And this actually puts in an introduction of what happens
And Homelander's past.
in Homelander's past. When I was looking into a different website, it said it was a rumor, but it wasn't. It also happened in the comics as well, where he actually was born with the V into him before he was even, like, born there. And
He was a fetus,
And-
and they gave him the V.
yeah, and that was the part where Barbara says that he lasered his mother's guts out just to pop out and then rose in the air, killed 3 doctors and a nurse, and it went downhill from where they are because they were doing all of that stuff because they were afraid of him.
Yeah.
They were doing all of that stuff because they were terrified for him from his first breath. And Barbara said, then I quote, "We had no physical power over you, and we never did. You could have broken out of here anytime you wanted. You could have, they couldn't stop her, but they couldn't stop him, but they didn't because they couldn't feel the need to be disappointed. So he was like, it just they made him obedient. They forced him to do what they wanted so that he would crave the love that he needed. This is where it went downhill for Homelander being like a most relatable character and all shit.
Yeah.
Like a little bit relatable, but it still made me feel sad for his ending at the series finale. So
Yeah, so long story short, the boys are on a really boring mission. Homelander kills everyone in the lab. Freaking going down the elevator all bloody and shit. Like let's just pull up
and
the
leaving
image.
Barbara there to just look at the dead bodies in the white room.
Yeah, let's just pull up the image of him just being all bloody and shit. We're not gonna show what happened. Just the image of him like on the elevator.
And
just
he's smiling.
He's going. And yeah, so that was that.
Yeah,
episode.
he was smiling like this.
So yeah, long story short, that's the end of the episode. It was absolute peak.
That was absolute peak for me.
We loved this episode, and we are giving it a 9.5 out of 10. So now moving on to number 4. Take me to Canada. Number 4, Butcher, Baker, Candlestick Maker. So now we are on number 4.
Butcher, baker, candlestick maker.
Pause.
Thank you, LK. So yeah, basically in this episode, Annie gets kidnapped by Black Noir. And they're trying to save her. So now, Lamplighter is supposed to stay with Huey, and they're supposed to stay there and watch Corn. Not even lying. If y'all watch the episode, then y'all know exactly what happened.
Are you kidding me?
And also, in this episode, Dr. Vogelbaum is in the Congress office with Homelander and Victoria Newman and everyone. And everyone get their heads blown up. They're all dead. And if y'all have watched the show, you'll know exactly who is the head popper. We find out at the end of season 2 anyways. It's Victoria Newman. So yeah, that scene was crazy to watch. Freaking the whole of Congress got blown up.
Including Mr. Vogelbaum?
Yes, Mr. Vogelbaum died. Dr. Vogelbaum. He was the first one to die. Yeah, and if y'all remember Dr. Vogelbaum, you'll remember him from episode 2 where he said, "You're my greatest mistake. You're my greatest..."
No, it was, "You're my greatest failure."
Yeah, that's that.
At all.
Yeah, that's what he said. So long story short, Huey and Annie's mom go to Seven Tower to save Annie. And they went there with Lamplighter. So, in this episode, Lamplighter goes to the Seven Tower, sees that they removed his statue and everything, and then kamikazes. Yeah, he committed Sudoku.
He committed seppuku.
Yeah, he committed seppuku. Yeah. So long story short, Huey had to cut off this man's arm in order to use it on a freaking hand scanner in order to get Annie out of a cell. Black Noir attacked Annie and Huey after they got her out of the cell. And then Annie freaking restrained Black Noir and gave him a peanut bar to make him pass out because he has allergies. Yes, that is literally what happened.
Black Noir, you disappoint me, man.
So in this episode, Butcher also gets a call from his mom that says that his dad is dead. So he goes to his mom's house, and notice shows that his dad is actually not dead. He's still alive, thriving with arse cancer. And also in this episode, Homelander lies to Ryan about everything about his mom. Ryan goes with Homelander and Stormfront, leaving Butcher there crying. leaving Becca there crying. So stupid. And then
That's even way better than, at this point, I don't even know who's a better Lila. But Lila?
Frick you! So yeah, now Becca goes to Butcher saying that they've got Ryan. And now, yeah, that happened. So now Ryan is now with Homelander, and Homelander takes him out into the public. Which gives him freaking... I don't know what the phobia is of crowds. I forgot what it's called. But yeah. Homelander takes him back home. Ryan is upset now. Homelander gives him advice that he was scared when he was a kid, which isn't even real parenting, by the way. Well, I mean, it kind of is parenting to give your kid advice, but, I mean, the way he did it, it's just eons.
I mean, he can't even give I can't even give parenting advice if he wasn't even raised at all.
So yeah, this episode was really good. We really loved this one. It was so amazing. And we're giving this one a 9.6 out of 10. So moving on to the top 3. The best of the best episodes of the entire series.
Oh, the finger me pomo. Number 3, season 4 finale / assassination run.
So, for number 3, we've got season 4 finale, aka assassination run. Because apparently that's the name. Because the name of it was season 4 finale. So basically, in this episode, this is part of Homelander's entire plan to take over the United States. And it works! Because of Sister Stupid.
That's not even Sister Stage at this point. It's just Sister Stupid. Yeah, and yes, I still want her put.
So also in this episode, Frenchie is trying to recreate the virus now since Samir is gone. Because he ran off after jabbing Kimiko in the leg with the virus. Which made her leg go... Yeah, that was a really difficult scene to watch in episode 7. Especially after freaking Annie was captured by a shapeshifter. Yeah, this episode also shows Annie being captured by the shapeshifter. And how Huey is now with the shapeshifter now, and he freaking proposed to her. And they freaking did it.
So he did it with the wrong person.
He did it with a shapeshifter. He got assaulted by her. And now Annie friggin' blames Huey for it like it was his fault. He didn't know! Bitch, he didn't know!
This is one of the reasons why people don't take SA male victims seriously. Because people like y'all.
So this episode also dives deep on how Butcher is dying now from his soup cancer in his head because of the Temp V. And how Ryan is now visiting him there with Grace. And now him and Ryan are just bonding with each other. And then Grace reveals to Ryan everything that Homelander did. Revealed that Homelander's a bad person, that he let Flight 37 die. And even the fact that he raped Becca! Which causes Ryan to lash out and accidentally kill Grace.
By pushing her severely.
Yeah. She freaking...
Like, severely shoved her against the wall.
My neck actually cracked from doing that. What the fuck? So long story short, after Grace is killed now by Ryan, Ryan is now gone back to Homelander. And Homelander is now... He found the picture of Ryan and Butcher and Becca. No, he found the picture of Butcher and Becca in Ryan's backpack. And he freaking... He trashed the whole place when he found that. He was pissed. So then, he said to Ryan, I'm your father.
Not him.
Not him. Come here. Now.
Ryan. Come here.
Ryan!
So then after that, Sister Sage comes to Homelander, tells him, she freaking thanks him for some reason, I don't know. And then she freaking gives him the phone with President Calhoun on the line. And, oh my god, Homelander has won. He has declared martial law on the United States. So anyone who doesn't follow him is now going to be put in the freedom camps. So now...
This is the part where...
Everyone in the boys, they're heading their separate ways now. After Butcher's new powers have been revealed now, after he killed Victoria Newman, after they made a deal with her. And that sucked, by the way. I was actually starting to like Newman. And then after that, Butcher's now gone off on the dark side. He's going to try and kill Homelander. And now, all the boys are getting jumped. MM gets the love sausage treatment, the worst treatment of them all. He gets captured, put in the freedom camp. He gets jumped. Then... Huey and Starlight get jumped. Huey gets taken. Starlight gets away by flying. Kimiko and Frenchie get taken. Kimiko gets taken by Sam from Gen V. And then Kate from Gen V also tells Frenchie to get in the van. And because she can tell people what to do. So she tells him to get in the van. Frenchie is now gone. Kimiko and Frenchie are captured. Which Kimiko just escaped. Like, she was never put in the camp. And Kimiko said her first words. No. 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 No! So now the only two that are not captured now are Starlight and Butcher. They're gone off on their run. And that's where season 4 ends. And that episode was absolute peak. Even though season 4 was probably the worst season in the entire show, that ending had it all. And so with that being said, this episode was our first, absolute cinema rating, and we are giving it a 9.7 out of 10.
So moving on to
number 2, the last 2. We come a long way, haven't we, LK?
Especially just hold on. Especially just me being in a time paradox. I'll tell you what's going on over there.
All right. Number 2, What I Know. So now our number 2 is What I Know, aka the season 2 finale, which was so crazy. So first off, we get Homelander trying to bond with Ryan, and him and Storefront bringing him out into the public. It was this episode, not season 2, episode 7. But yeah, Ryan's brought out into the public. He has a fear of crowds, and Homelander brings him back. He thinks Homelander's disappointed in him, and Homelander gives him the fake advice and all that. And Becca is now begging Butcher to help, and they agree to help Butcher now against Stormfront and get Ryan back. So now they found out Stormfront's past when she was a.
So A-Train basically releases the data of that whole past, and it's just the whole summary thing.
Yeah, after he finds out about her attitude towards him. Yeah, so then after that, freaking Homelander. So now Becca is now trying to like find Ryan now with Butcher and them, and now Butcher cut a deal with Stan Edgar and basically sold Becca and Ryan out. And he told Becca about it, and she still wanted to find Ryan and all that. Like,
so skipping that to parts, we see, I don't know, what was it, into that part we get to the SWAT team that was going in I don't know, was that a fucking Airbnb shit or whatever?
I have no idea. It was a fucking cabin, bro. Like, that's where Homelander lives? A cabin in the woods?
He lives a fucking Airbnb? What if? And so they try to find him, and then the SWAT team catches Homelander, and then Homelander catches them trying to find Ryan, and this is where it actually goes wrong, and he says I quote, one of my favorite lines from this. Where's my son? Where is my son? Yeah, my voice cracked a little bit for that.
Once again, Homelander killed the whole SWAT team. Went out of there looking like a badass with the freaking smile and everything from the elevator. And then it happened. The girl squad, Kimiko, Starlight, and Queen Maeve, face off against Stormfront. And holy shit, they beat the brakes off of her. Like, bro, they beat the ever-living shit out of her. Like, what the fuck?
You are a V1 suit. You could have done at least better.
So long story short, Stormfront finds Becca and Ryan. And she tries to take Ryan back. How does she do that? By coming up to Becca. Becca stabbed her in the eye. Not even lying. And she freaking choked Becca, holding her up against a tree, saying the same thing she said to Kenji. I like to see the lights go out. And y'all want to know what Ryan did?
Ryan was so pissed to the point he lasered
Stormfront and accidentally killed Becca as well.
The way he lasered it, he lasered the absolute diabolical shit out of Stormfront.
And oh my god, she had no eye afterwards. Like literally, her whole hair was gone. She looked like a freaking burn victim that survived Chernobyl.
And guess what? And after all that, she was burnt out. She was speaking in German. After all that, I think that's what it is.
Like when she told Homelander to laser her tits, that's not what she meant.
So in other cases, Homelander finds Stormfront still speaking in German after all of that. Yeah. And then Butcher begs, trying to find for help, and then he just cries as Becca died. And
then Homelander found Ryan there, and he found Stormfront injured and all that. Still alive, by the way. And he said to Ryan, Ryan, did you do this? Did you do this?
I didn't mean to.
Don't worry, son. It's not your fault.
Come here.
Come here.
Ryan.
Come here.
Ryan.
And then Ryan went to Butcher. And you want to know what what Homelander's reaction was?
It was,
no.
he's mine.
So yeah,
and then he says I quote, what are you gonna blow yourself up? You're Gonna save that little shit who fucking murdered your wife.
And oh my god. Just when we thought it was over, Queen Maeve comes in and threatens Homelander
Blackmails
with none other than the Flight 37 video. Something they've been building up for the whole show, only for it to be blown off as AI in season 5. Made no sense. So yeah.
Craziest thought I've ever seen.
Butcher was saved, Ryan was saved, everyone went on living. Ryan went off with Grace, and Butcher gave him some actual good advice this time. Don't be a cunt.
He might understand, even though he might understand it or not understand it, but yes, don't be a cunt.
So yeah, with that being said, absolutely goated episode, our second favorite, and for this one, we're giving it a 9.9 out of 10. And it would have been a 10 if it wasn't for this last episode. Roll the clip.
Number 1. Herogasm.
So yeah, coming as a surprise to literally no one, our number 1 episode is season 3, episode 6, Herogasm. I mean, can y'all blame us? This episode had the best writing. I mean, like, going up to Soldier Boy, him wanting to fight him without being a pussy, like, fight him for killing his family, and freaking Butcher stopping him, Huey getting his powers, like, getting Annie out of the house before Soldier Boy blows up the place with the freaking twins, whatever, and, yeah, the house. Yeah, we won't even bother to explain Herogasm. In fact, you know what? Let me just do it. All right. So basically, Herogasm is a place where people like to, and they like to do a lot of, they just
Okay.
all over the place, and then
Okay.
and then like. So we got 3 big-ass things to cover in this episode. Number 1, it's A-Train and Blue Hawk. Number 2, it's the Deep and his habits. And third, it's the fight with Homelander, Soldier Boy, Huey, and Butcher. Holy shit, the fight was insane. So, let's get into this.
So basically, we're going to talk about the deep part, but let's talk about everything else.
Yeah, so first off, let's talk about the Deep. And he makes it to Herogasm and looks around the place and finds the Deep getting... You know what, I'm just going to say it. He's getting head from an octopus. You can't make this shit up. He's getting head from an octopus.
I mean, no, he's literally getting head from an octopus. I mean, we can't make this shit up even if we try.
Like, bro, I know that octopus have suckers, but come on, you don't have to use them to suck your dick.
Those are some of the reasons why I sometimes hate the Deep for being mostly corny.
From being the Deep.
From being the Deep and being the dip.
So yeah, after that, I want to cover Huey speaking to A-Train first. Huey speaking to A-Train saying, "You never apologized for Robin. You never apologized for Robin." And bro, the part where A-Train just says, "Alright, I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry, Huey." And Huey clocks the shit out of him with his superpower, so he's obviously going to do a lot of damage. And A-Train is even fazed by it. He's like, "How the fuck did you do that?" Like, bro, it's insane. And then A-Train kills racist motherfucker Blue Hawk.
Yeah, he kills Blue Hawk after he tried to hurt his brother, and then he kills, Blue Hawk by what? By one of the most disgusting things, but very much valid type of thing.
Very satisfying.
He grabs him by the neck, yeets him off the floor, grabs his leg,
and road burns him.
He drags his entire body down the fucking road for a few miles away, and he risked. And guess what? He was willing to risk his entire heart.
And you know what's the worst part? They saved A-Train and gave him Blue Hawk's heart.
They gave the dead man he killed heart. You can't make that shit up for that.
Like,
One of the
bro,
worst parts that you could ever get after you just killed the one person and then you take his heart with it. Like, you couldn't just get anyone else but a racist motherfucker's heart. So yeah, we've already covered 2 of those things, but this is where we also get to the good part as well.
so now we get to Soldier Boy. First off, he met the TNT twins, aka the 2 members from Payback. When will he ever get tired of his bloodlust for Payback? Like, come on. He killed everyone. Crimson Countess, the TNT twins, Mind Reader guy, I forgot his name.
He already killed the TNT twins, and that's where you see Love Sausage just fucking run around with his dill burning.
With his burnt dill.
With this burnt dill.
And you know what's the craziest part? His dill still survived. He tit blasted the whole place down.
What is wrong?
Oh my god. I mean, what's wrong with me? I just love tits, man.
And this is where we get to the part where we see that rip-off looking Ant-Man out there just get crushed.
Yeah,
He goes
freaking termite who entered the guy's thingy that we talked about earlier on. Yeah, and I talked about earlier on. So
I don't want to talk about it either. I never wanted to talk about that. I'm glad I was in Time Paradox not to hear that.
And you know what's the craziest part? Homelander has supersonic hearing, so he could hear. I know damn well the people are gonna say that Homelander couldn't hear Termite screaming out for help. That's why he stomped on him. But no, Homelander has supersonic hearing. I know damn well he heard Termite saying, "Someone please help," and he freaking stomped the shit out of him and killed him.
Valid. I mean, he was trying to get in people's illnesses.
So yeah, getting all that out of the way, now we move on to the big thing. Homelander versus Soldier Boy, Butcher, and Huey.
So here's where we're gonna describe everything else that was in there. So basically,
First off, we got Homelander coming in there to Herogasm and saying to Butcher,
that they made a deal that they would fight to the death.
deal's off.
The deal's off. He lasers him thinking that he killed him. Then they get to the Soldier Boy part. He didn't know Soldier Boy
And he
was
said
his
to him,
father, so
"You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff."
he said, I quote unquote, "Buddy, you think you look strong? You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff." Oh, no. I'm the upgrade.
So then after
Then
that,
that's where the fight starts happening.
when we think it's about to be over, Butcher comes in and says, "Oi."
And then lasers the absolute crap out of him.
God damn, bro, what is wrong with you?
Where the
And this is where Butcher's most iconic line comes from.
What have you done?
Scorched earth. In fact, like, the way we said it was kind of half-assed. Like just pull up the clip. Just
Pull up the clip.
What have you done? Scorched earth.
That's one of the
yeah,
scenes that
that-
shows so much oora.
Yeah, that had so much aura. So yeah, anyways, moving on. We got Homelander, Butcher, and Huey fighting Soldier Boy.
But Huey comes in after he pushes him off, and yes,
They
buddy.
pin Homelander down. They got him pinned, freaking
and
in the freaking back shots position. Hey, yo! And they got Soldier Boy there, about ready to tit blast him.
And they were about to fry the V right out of his blood, but they didn't know that. And this is where this is where this is where Homelander's secret power shows up only one time. And that's where he screams his heart out, pushing all 3 of them out, and then just freaking flies off.
Flies off. Why couldn't he do that in the Oval Office?
I mean, he did that before.
He literally took Elon Musk to space and brought him back in, and just left him there and went back in 2 seconds.
Within 2 seconds. That's the power scaling was just shit there.
Literally. Like, come on. They bullshitting us. Eric Kripke was so disappointed in you. But anyways, with all that being said, that was insane. And then at the end of the episode, Annie makes a video with MM saying to people that Soldier Boy is still alive, and she quits the 7. She legit says, "My name is Annie January, and I fucking quit." Perfect ending. Oh my god. It was so good.
The writing is the only thing that was
bro.
good in there.
Like, bro, I'm telling you right now, it was. So yeah.
So yeah.
With all that being said, this is the most perfect episode in the entire show. And with all that being said, we are giving this episode a 10 out of 10 rating.
Even though, yeah, a real 10 out of 10 rating. The only one that was good.
Yeah.
Only one that was good episodes out of the entire show.
What do you mean good? Like, no, there's good episodes.
There
Like,
is, I mean,
the whole show is mostly good episodes.
Not the kind of good.
The most perfect episode in the entire show.
Yeah, the most perfect one.
So, thank you guys for sticking around until now just to finish this tier list.
Yeah.
It has been such a wild ride finishing this over the past couple of days. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because it was genuinely just so, it was such a crazy project for us to work on. So yeah.
So yeah, anything that we're about to do, so about the whole thing of the time paradox shit, there's somebody out there that is currently looking for us as the bro code, and there's someone who's actually trying to attack us. I know who it is. That Casey's about to be crazy around. He's about to be shocked to his eons that he's about to be finding out this person. I need these to try and get close to somewhere.
I'm still taking your hat with you, just in case we need it.
Yeah, and also I got this. This is somebody from our bro code called Dr. Victor. He gave us this to put us back into the time paradox, and it turns out someone is using something like this to like mess up our timeline around here, which explains why my channel and Casey's channel right now is messing up with our timeline, and he did it 3 times.
Yeah,
so
that explains why LK has been having his spider senses go off. In the
it explains everything about my spidey senses going off. So
yeah.
All we could say is we're about to go there and find out who is actually messing up with our timeline and go beat his eons.
Yeah, we're gonna beat your eons so hard that you're gonna be screaming, smash that like button, subscribe to the bro code and the Wood Gang. And yeah,
We'll see y'all later.
see y'all later and
Peace. Alright, let's get out of here and find out who the bitch ass is trying to mess with our videos.
3, 2, 1.
In the pool of a punjo, a pool, in a pool.